Good to see you guys over the weekend. Well done. Well, all right. Good morning to you viewers. Let's begin what's trending. The Ogun State government has suspended a school teacher from Obada Grammar School after the student of the school, Monday Ario, allegedly died from complications of beating by the teacher over the weekend. Popular activist who goes by the name Just Adetong in a viral video said that the student collapsed after the teacher flogged him with 164 strokes of cane. Let's take a look at that video before we come back for a discussion.
Good afternoon, fellow citizens of Nigeria. My name is Just Adetong. So I just got a call now. So there's a boy who then just buy now for Abeokuta. He never reached 1 hour. The boy don't buy. Now, so they said these students, this teacher bought dustbin and then put it in the classroom and told the students that they should not break it. Jokingly, the boy said, is it not that money people used to buy it? The teacher found it offensive and went to report. The principal now instructed the teacher that he should discipline the students. This teacher went ahead and gave these children 64 strokes of the cane each. Whilst he was beating them, Ariyo started to throw, collapsed and hit his head on the floor. Ariyo was rushed to the hospital. Even before they rushed him, the teachers abandoned him there. Along the line, they saw that he was unresponsive. They took him and rushed him to the hospital. Ariyo got to the hospital. Ariyo don't die. Ariyo don't die. Ariyo don't die. Hey, call the driver for me. Let's go to the now.
162.
Ariyo buy finish. A particular government official is giving directive and instruction that they should go ahead and bury the boy immediately. A boy that just died not even up to 1 hour as I speak to you people. Please, yo! Now, how can you beat a boy because of just being 164 strokes of the cane? Commissioner, Governor Bradu. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm just telling you this so that everybody will be aware. I am on my way to Abeokuta. And anything will happen for that school, and me and that minister, the commissioner, I be that government official, I'm ready to stand by it. I'm ready to stand by it. If anybody need that costume money, bury that child before I get to Abeokuta, and you people will understand who Just Adetong is.
All right, Ayo, this story went viral over the weekend. We had Just Adetong on the morning show over the weekend narrating the incident again. I mean, she did visit the family of Monday, may his soul rest in peace, in Abeokuta, and you know, she said that they had his corpse and they've just deposited it in the morgue as well. But you know, the Ogun State government has come into action, your governor, and let me read their tweet. They wrote, the incident which happened on Friday also led to the immediate arrest of the teacher, as the principal of the school, Mrs. Tamarat Onalakwo, was promptly queried for allowing corporal punishment to be used on the pupil against the established rules and regulations in the state. The principal was given 24 hours to explain her actions and why disciplinary actions should not be taken against her for acting against the instructions of constituted authority. Subsequently, a letter of condolence was sent to the bereaved family, commiserating with them on the sudden death of their loving son and promising to get justice for the family. The letter, which was signed by the permanent secretary of the ministry, described the late learner as an exceptional pupil who would be missed by his colleagues, the school, and the state at large. I mean, we also got a report over the weekend. I believe it was from the academic staff
union of secondary schools.
I mean, saying that the student wasn't flogged 164 times, he was flogged 2 times, but they are going to go and meet the parents. So who did they get that report from? That's what we would need to know, because we did see that report. They haven't had a balanced story. They didn't hear from the parents. So how would they know the actual story? We want to hear that story again. But it's good that the government has, you know, swung into action and suspended the teacher. But this is the conversation about corporal punishment. As you heard from the Ogun State, you know, district, they're saying that corporal punishment is banned in school. The teachers have no right. I don't even know if there's any law in Nigeria that allows teachers to beat students in school. But let me take a reaction from a YouTube user. She's actually a teacher. This person wrote, Nigeria needs to move away from corporal punishment in schools. But the real issue is that our system does not encourage other forms of behavior management. For example, detention in Nigeria often doesn't work as intended. Students may find it enjoyable since classroom activities are rarely engaging, unlike in more advanced countries where classrooms are stimulating, in places where students look forward to sports or activities that connect to their future goals. Missing these events feels like a real loss. So again, we need to provide other forms of, discipline. And I really admire that teacher's comment saying that, we have to find other forms of behavioral management instead of this sort of corporal punishment.
All right, so it's almost interesting that following our conversation and debate last week, we see a real life example of the damage that corporal punishment can have in schools. This young boy left his home, went to school, and came and did not come back home, or came back home, was sick, and then passed on afterwards because a teacher beat him. Now, ASUS, that's the Academic Staff Union of Secondary School, have come out with an explanation saying, the boy had been involved in an accident, so he wasn't feeling very well. He didn't reveal that. But irrespective, that's why we talk about corporal punishment.
Yes.
You won't know the health condition or health status of every student in school for you to know whether or not to beat them or to inflict further punishment on them by beating them. I'm very glad that the Ogun State government has come out very strongly against this. I think beyond, and I was going to start by saying, first of all, our condolences to his family. I can't imagine the pain that his parents, his siblings, even his his fellow students must be facing at this devastating loss. But I think beyond the condolence letter that was sent to the family, compensation ought to also be paid. They need to get compensation for, I know no amount of money can bring the dead back, but when we begin to pay compensation for things like this, maybe we'll see a reduction. And then if the teacher is found guilty, he must face jail time for this, because this is, at least, at the very least, I'm sure Dr. Batu, manslaughter, because even if he didn't intend to kill the boy, he did. Yes. And this is what happens. So why would teachers even want to take that risk of hitting a child and anything could happen because you want to exert authority through corporal punishment? This, in my opinion, just puts pay to that argument as to whether or not we should allow corporal punishment in schools or not.
That is it. Well said. I mean, over the weekend, last week, we had that conversation. I was advocating against corporal punishment. And people were coming for me. Yeah, you're right. People saying I should apologize. Apologize for what? Why do you have to advocate for violence against children? Dr. Abati.
Well, just to put this in context, there are two different versions of the story.
Yeah.
The school is saying that what they discovered was that this young man had been involved in a motorcycle accident, and he was not too well. And then after that incident where the head teacher was saying, oh, she had bought big dustbins for the school, then one student said, hey, is it not our money you use? Is it your money? That was what led to the flogging of the students. Then the students were required to identify the person who made that comment. Nobody said anything, upon which the woman now directed Mr. Elijah, Mr. Mzaju Elijah, to administer 2 strokes of the cane on all members of the class. And then this young man, who had been indisposed, took ill. After 10 days, he gave up the ghost. It takes us back to that same argument about corporal punishment. The ASU statement is saying, oh, the boy did not disclose that he was indisposed. But how are you supposed to know who is indisposed, who is not, in a good state of health? And that's the risk with corporal punishment. For a fact, corporal punishment is banned in schools in Nigeria. And I made a point, the example of a case study of Katsina State, that when corporal punishment was banned in Katsina State, it led to an increase in school enrollment, because children who thought that they would be brutalized started coming to school with the removal of corporal punishment. Number 2, the Child Rights Act of Nigeria, 2003, adopted by more than 24 states now, also says, any act of violence towards a child is prohibited. That's what the law says.
That's what the law says.
If you are looking for the law. But you still find that this is a debatable subject. In many schools, they still say, oh, spare the rod and spoil the child. So you still have corporal punishment elsewhere. But, society keeps evolving. I think teachers have to learn from this to be more careful about how they administer corporal punishment. In this particular case, the state government has done the right thing by suspending Mr. Elijah to really investigate exactly what happened. As has been said, yes, it's an unfortunate incident. Nobody sends a child to school with the expectation that that child will die, whether it's through motorcycle accident or through flogging by school teachers. So relevant lessons to be learned.
Absolutely.
And our condolences to the family.
Absolutely.
It's very painful to lose a child.
Absolutely. Well said, Dr. Abati. Again, society keeps evolving. May Monday Ariel's soul not be gone in vain. I hope this sets the precedent for schools to understand that we have to move away from corporal punishment. Well, in the meantime, a member of the House of Representatives, Honorable Alexi Fanyi Mascot Ikwechi, representing Aba North and South Federal Constituency, has allegedly been caught assaulting a Bolt driver at his residence in Maitama, Abuja, after the driver reportedly delivered an item to him and asked him to pay. Let's take a look.
Imagine this rat. I can make this man to disappear in the whole Nigeria and nothing will happen. Can you imagine this rat? I'm not going to give this boy 1 naira of my money. No. I'm not going to give this silly boy 1 naira of my money.
You've been insulting me, and I'm being quiet.
I pray that you do. I pray that you insult me. Can you please insult me? I'm not going to call my policemen to beat you up. I will beat you up. I will show you that I'm a big brother to you. I will slap the hell out of you and I will lie you down, lock you in my generator house. You know who I am? How dare you?
Are you slapping me, sir?
You see this place? You suffer. I'll deal with you.
Are you slapping me, sir?
I just did. Slap me back.
Okay.
How dare you? How dare you?
All right, so this is where I am. I just got 3 slaps from this man here, just because I told him to come and get his stuff and pay me my money. So he's claiming that
Tell them my name is Honorable Alex Ikwechi. I'm a member of the House of Reps. Tell them I slapped you.
Okay.
Call the Inspector General of Police. Call him. Let him come.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Record me very well. Record me very well.
All right. That's nice.
You came to my house to disrespect me?
I didn't disrespect you. I said pay me my money and let me leave.
Come on, give me that.
All right, honorable, not so honorable. You are not allowed to assault drivers. Ayo, a quick comment.
All right, very quickly, I think it's the audacity of him.
And
even when he knew that
that
he was being, and this is a picture of a lot of political class and elite in Nigeria.
Yes.
People suffer in silence. Not everyone has the opportunity to whip out their phones and record encounters. The fact that he was bold enough to even say he would call his security details, the policeman attached to him, to assault the man without any reason is a cause for concern.
Yes.
And so the fact that they'll be willing, now we've seen that happen a lot of times, and I hope that just a case in the UK, early this morning, an MP, Amesbury, was seen to have assaulted someone on CCTV. Immediately, his party suspended him, and they are calling for him to resign. Yes. I hope that his party, Honorable Ikwechi's party, will rise up, and there will be an end to this menace of madness where the political class or the political elite or the elite feel like they can get away with murder, literally, just because they have money and power. How long shall the oppressed in Nigeria continue to be oppressed? This is disgraceful. It's shameful. I hope his party will react. I hope the House will react and really take action against him.
Well said, Ayo. All right, we'll take another story. The Speaker of the Borno State House of Assembly, Abdul Karim Lawan, over the weekend raised concerns about the safety of Vice President Kashim Shettima, citing the faulty presidential aircraft he used for the Commonwealth Summit in Samoa. The presidency reported that a foreign object was found to have damaged the plane's windscreen at New York's JFK Airport. Lawan emphasized the need for a thorough investigation into the incident and urged the federal government to provide Shettima with a new aircraft to prevent any potential tragedies. Let me take one reaction. From 5 billion naira presidential yacht to a new presidential aircraft. How many aircraft does Nigeria have in its presidential fleet? There are 10 aircraft in the presidential air fleet. They include 2 each of Augusta Westland AW189 and Falcon 7X, as well as 1 each of Bombardier Challenger 605, Boeing Business Jet, Falcon 900, Hawker 4000, Gulfstream G500 and Gulfstream G550. President Tinubu's top priority amidst economic hardship, insecurity, etc. ravaging the country is to acquire a new presidential aircraft. This is insane. I mean, I'd like to take more reactions, but I want to follow up with this other story, Dr. Abati. In the meantime, the presidency has condemned those who label President Bola Ahmed Tinubu with the nickname T-Pain due to the current economic hardship plaguing the country. Special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, during a live television interview on Sunday, dismissed the nickname as mischievous while emphasizing that Tinubu is not in office to bring hardship to Nigerians, but rather to rebuild the country's economy. Dr. Abate, both stories.
Well, one, Mr. Onanuga is saying what he has to say.
Yeah.
I've seen the name T-Pain all over the place. Nigerians reminding President Tinubu that, look, they're facing a lot of hardship. Now, Mr. Onanuga says the president is aware of the hardship that the people are facing, and that despite galloping inflation, that the country is witnessing economic growth. The missing link is that those Nigerians who are calling the president T-Pain, they are not seeing the economic growth in terms of how it impacts on their individual lives, you know, as citizens. But it's amusing, you know, because when people refer to the president as city boy, I have not heard any of his aides complaining. When they refer to him as the Jagaban, all those expressions that are, you know, complimentary. But when they say the man is an architect of pain, then you find the people say, oh, people are mischievous. Can't they see the economic growth? Well, maybe Nigerians can't see the economic growth. What they see is the hardship they go through to get basic fuel into their cars. What they see is a rising cost of living, which appears to be very punitive. Now, as for Vice President Shettima, well, the security of the vice president, you know, members of their family, key government officials is important. There's no doubt about that. But the truth is that, look, accidents happen.
Yeah.
What happened in New York was we were told that a foreign object hit the aircraft that the vice president was using. And because of that, the windshield of the aircraft was affected. Well, we have enough aircraft in the fleet.
That's the point.
You know, another aircraft could have been sent to the vice president. We're not saying the vice president should travel in, you know, a damaged aircraft. It happens. In our time, we used to have a bed strike. We went to Kenya once, you know, we had to change aircraft. We went to campaign in the north at another time. We had bed strike, you know, and that was also an issue. These are routine things that the Nigerian Air Force pilots who manage the presidential fleet could have taken care of. But what then happened was that the vice president could not go to Samoa, the Commonwealth conference there. They had to send the minister of the environment to go and represent Nigeria. So it's just as well that at the end of the day, we still had a minister, you know, who was there to observe. I don't think at his level he will have the authority to speak at that platform. But at least Nigeria was still there.
Rufai has been calling for commercial aircraft. That's what Rufai has been calling. That the vice president should use commercial. He should have just gone on a commercial flight instead of using first class. Yes.
No, he was in New York. The logistics may not have been available.
Well, all right. We'll head over to the final story. Well, over the weekend, MP celebrated its 10th anniversary with a grand event in Lagos, highlighting a decade of resilience and growth. Dignitaries, including the Vice President of Nigeria, Kashim Shettima, represented by the Minister of Transportation, paid dazzling tributes to the airline's legacy as a representation of true patriotism and achieving the feat of West Africa's largest carrier. Grammy-nominated star Davido performed a medley of his hit songs, dazzling the crowd, along with other performers, including high life musician Flavor, who stole the show with a rendition of his hit song, Game Changer. Let's take a look.
Are you ready now? We are gonna sing the Emperor the Conqueror. One voice in the house. Are you ready now? We are going now. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, go.
The Emperor the Conqueror, the champion, the lion is here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Oh, congratulations to Effie. Dr. Bati said you missed it. It was beautiful to watch.
Yes, I left after Casey's performance.
Absolutely. Flavor.
Great evening.
Congratulations to Effie.
Congratulations
and
to
of course, Chief Allen Onyema for 10 years of doggedness
in
the business world.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
I'd like to thank you both for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending. Well, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.